This season, run and gun whitetail guru Ron Spomer's covered a lot of ground in his favorite spots, but this time he's way out of his comfort zone.
South Texas brush country produces some of the most abundant and largest antlered whitetails in all of North America. It really would be a challenge to stalk a deer in this kind of thick cover.
Check this guy out. He's running down the road chasing does away.
I think he's a shooter, Ron. There he goes. Going.
Stop.
Yeah, you never had it?
Look me with the phone. What's this buck?
Yeah, deer.
That's a nice little rock on here. Beautiful.
Winchester's World of Whitetail. Winchester's World of Whitetail is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. Cabela's, celebrating 50 years as the world's foremost outfitter. Bushnell, magnify life. Dallas Safari Club, promoting conservation, education, and ethical hunting worldwide. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. And by Otis Technologies, the most advanced gun care systems in the world.
We're in South Texas brush country, and they call it brush country for a good reason. In addition to these big prickly pear, we've got acacias and mesquite and all sorts of trees that provide incredible forage for whitetails. It's not your classic North American hardwoods whitetail habitat, but South Texas brush country produces some of the most abundant and largest antlered whitetails in all of North America. Pam!
Hello, Ron.
I made it!
Ron's host is Pam Zaitz, founder of She Outdoor Apparel. Pam's convinced Ron to come on down to her Novillos ranch, where they're producing big, mature bucks year in and year out. The Novillos ranch spreads out near Rio Grande City and is home to many massive trophies. Ron's mission? To take a management buck.
Well, I'll say one thing for your Texas hunts here, Pam. We don't sit around out in the porch in the middle of the day on Canada hunts.
You know, I've been Canada hunting, and they can have it. I mean, I can kill really big deer down here in Texas in 75 degrees, quite comfortable.
It may look like I'm walking down a path through the ranch land here, and it essentially is, but technically they're called senderos. Originally they were stuck through this brush country so that the cattlemen had an easier time riding their horses through this nasty stuff. Well, hunters figured out pretty quickly that it was a great long shot and clear for their deer. So they soon started setting in a sendero and waiting for a buck to cross. That led to putting some corn or other baits out for them to bring them out of the thick brush a little sooner. And then they stick their blinds, and these days it's usually elevated, so you can sit up high, look down this sendero, and perhaps cut another one to the east, the north, the south, and there's your Texas deer hunt. Senderos make it possible.
You ready to sit a while?
Sit a while. You know that's my favorite way to deer hunt, Frank.
Ron's guide, Frank Davis, is a seasoned pro at Novillos. His job is to give Ron the go-ahead on which buck he's allowed to harvest.
This isn't my first rodeo in South Texas. I don't come down here a lot, but I've been on some hunts, and usually they are what's called a management hunt. Because face it, these deer are worth a lot of money. There are a lot of people in the country or in the world who want to shoot a Boone and Crockett whitetail, and they've got them here. A lot of ranches with big whitetails.
Grass, head high. They're crawling around in here, easing through it like nothing. Look at that. They're protected from just about everything but overhead attack. It's no wonder Texans use these tower blinds. That's just about the only chance they have.
It's getting so bloody hot, and I've walked so much country without jumping bucks, and I'm thinking, God, you know, it's like a needle in a haystack. They could be out here anywhere.
The deer should be close down these senderos. 243 is more than enough.
What's neat about these ranches is that they're managing for old age and trophy quality, which means they need to shoot some of these subpar bucks. They're fully mature, they have good antlers, they're just not the genetic design that they're looking for.
How far away is that buck? See that iron post on the right down there? That's the 300 board, really. So he's about 250 now. Would you call that a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old? 3, 4 at the most.
When your best technique is to watch for deer, wait for deer, and catch them coming out, you have got to have the fortitude to stay there and do that. Sometimes they'll sit for not just hours, but days, and sometimes not just days, but all season, and quite often, season after season after season, just trying to get that one special buck they've got pictures of or they've seen once before.
Ron, there's a real high 8-point back to your right on the sendero there.
This one?
Yes, he's out to his ears.
Oh yeah, he's tall.
There's a smaller buck, I think a 5x5 behind him.
Yeah, he has heavier, thicker tines.
Yeah, that's him.
Not as tall though.
Both young deer.
I don't suppose you want me to shoot him.
I don't think so, no.
Two also rans.
Yeah, next year, 2 years from now.
You guys save them for old age, don't you?
Just as old as we can get them.
Coming up, Ron's cooped up in a box blind and flashes back on a season so far.
What an unusual and amazing season.
But now, it's Texas time. Whether Ron Spomer's in a blind in Texas or in the mountains of Idaho, he always has the right tools for the job. The perfect rifle, the right glass, and a great pair of shooting sticks. The ability to make an accurate shot at the moment of truth is what successful hunting is all about, and Ron knows it. To keep his shots steady and on target, Ron uses Stony Point shooting sticks, known for their steady support with unequal versatility and portability. There is a reason that Ron bags the big bucks, and having the best tools is important to get the job done.
Ooh, he looked like a big shot. People down in Texas, I don't think started hunting over senderos because they were lazy and didn't know how to hunt. They were living down here with these deer for generations, and they figured out what they needed to do to put venison on the table. It's choked with brush. Most of these deer ranches down here leave that thick brush because that's what produces so many deer.
Box blinds are far from Ramblin' Ron's favorite hunting style, but the extended sitting time gives him a chance to reflect on all the incredible spot and stalk hunts he's enjoyed across the country this past season.
My old home state of South Dakota. I took a running whitetail buck pretty much the same way I took my first little buck when I was just a lad. What a treat that was. And the neat thing about South Dakota, because it has so many Indian reservations that have their own seasons and their own tags, you can get a twofer. So we were able to go in and within a short few days have 2 hunts for 2 beautiful mature whitetails in my wonderful home state of South Dakota. Whitetail hunting in Washington is a big surprise for almost everyone, unless you live up there. We don't even think the Evergreen State has whitetails, but they are there and they are unusual animals, living in an environment that's sort of a wet forest in a dry grassland with these dry rock canyons. As an Idahoan, of course, I know we've got whitetails and some pretty darn good ones too. But to be able to hunt at the Flying Bee, where 200 years ago, the great explorers Lewis and Clark and their party hunted the same country, right down the same ridges. And what country it is, dramatic, steep, visually stunning. What a beautiful and exciting place to hunt whitetails. Whitetail hunting on the plains of Alberta, right in the shadows of the snow-capped Rocky Mountains. You can't beat it for atmosphere and for scenery, and boy, it's pretty tough to beat for an exciting hunt. Here we have whitetails living out on a flat, wide open grassland and behaving much like pronghorn antelope. Nebraska has been a sleeper state for whitetails. Living right next door to Kansas sort of puts it in the shadow of that wonderful state, but Nebraska is coming on strong. They've got the habitat, they have the whitetails, and now their more conservative management is starting to let more of the bucks grow older and they get big. They were a challenge to stalk, but it's open country hunting, and if you like to hunt the plains, Nebraska is a hot spot.
The South Texas weather is warm, but the bucks are moving anyway. Once Ron gets off the senderos, though, he's coming up empty when he tries a little Texas rattling.
Texas is not only famous for rattling, pretty much this is the birthplace of rattling.
I saw something move back over there, Frank.
Seems to work best about 10 days before the rut. That's the same up north. Works better when you have a lot of bucks, say a 1-to-1, 1-to-3 ratio bucks to does. What do you think? A wash?
They got a lot of wind here today. Best rattling mornings on a real cold, clear day, still.
We got clear, but we don't have cold and we don't have still for 2 strikes against us.
Coming up, Ron encounters a wide-antlered buck with some serious star power.
I'm gonna hold on and take my safety off and be ready. He might turn and go quick.
There he
goes. Stop.
Winchester's World of Whitetail is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Ram Trucks, guts, glory, Ram. Cabela's, celebrating 50 years as the world's foremost outfitter. Bushnell, magnify life. Dallas Safari Club, promoting conservation, education, and ethical hunting worldwide. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Otis Technologies, the most advanced gun care systems in the world. And by Mule Deer Foundation, leader in mule deer and black-tailed deer conservation. Host Ron Spomer is on the hunt at the Novillos Ranch in South Texas, where the hunting is done not on the run, but in elevated box blinds, where Ron knows his management buck could step out at any second and at any distance. And that's why an accurate rifle you can trust is so critical. This week, Ron explores the importance of getting an MOA guarantee with the next rifle you buy in this edition of Going Ballistic.
This TC Venture rifle I've got comes with an MOA accuracy guaranteed. MOA means minute of angle, which is 1.047 inches of spread at 100 yards. This means this rifle is guaranteed to put 3 bullets inside of an inch at 100 yards. That is darn good accuracy. And I like to take about a minute between each shot so I don't overheat my barrel on a new rifle. So far, so good. Anytime you can get a factory rifle that puts 3 shots in, that's more like 3/4 of an inch right there. That is going to do you out to 500 yards if you can shoot that far, but it's going to take a lot of practice to do that. But now, I don't have to worry about my rifle. I know it shoots where I point. From here on out, he's up to me. Boy, Texas brush country, not only is everything thorny, but it's thick. Getting through this stuff is a pain. Ow! It is nasty going. I don't know how you could stalk anything in here. Steel hunting difficult? Darn, it's more like impossible. You're not looking for deer, you're looking for snakes. You're looking for thorns. You're looking for tunnels to get through this nasty stuff. And it is not easy. So I can understand why Texans tend to go to some kind of a bait to pull them out of here. It really would be a challenge to stalk a deer in this kind of thick cover. Frank's job here, he's been guiding here for years and years. He knows deer inside and out. His job is to pick that old age buck that's a little bit genetically inferior in antler development. So he's not in any kind of a hurry.
I don't suppose you want me to shoot him.
I don't think so, no.
He looks kind of young yet, huh?
When I've got a clean shot at a deer inside of my known successful shooting range, I take it. I don't want to wait for perfection. Here they like to wait for perfection.
There's 3 nice buck in that big horde down there in the bottom. There's a real wide one, short tines. And buck behind him, there are a couple of really good bucks too. No big body, mature animal.
Check this guy out. He's running down the road chasing does away.
He is short-tined. And he's old enough.
Oh boy, this is starting to sound good. He looks dark antlers, doesn't he? I like it.
Probably 20 inches wide, too.
He's just checking everybody out, chasing them off the field. What do you think?
I can't believe he's going to come up to that doe this time of year. I think he's a shooter, Ron. He's short-tined, he's old.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say something like that, because I would love to take this deer. I'll just kind of get started on him here. Why, he's just coming right up.
Shoot him right in the neck now. Right in the brisket.
You're right with that, Frank.
No. He's coming closer. Be sure he gets some. He's gonna go in. There he comes.
I'm gonna hold on and take my safety off and just be ready. He might turn and go quick.
There he
goes.
going.
Stop. There it is. Here goes. Ready? Got him. I hit him, right? I'd call it.
He didn't go down, but he's not going far.
Crosshair was right on his shoulder, so I thought he'd drop right there, but.
Yeah, he's going to be not very far in there.
Well, I hope not.
The cactus right
cactus
here.
here?
Yeah, those 2 big lobes were sticking out. Yeah, he was standing right about
here.
I'll bet he was right here. Yeah, that looks right.
I don't see any blood, so we're going to have to split up. If you'll go off to the right, I'll go out this way.
I hope he didn't dive into some of these big prickly pear beds. Any luck, Frank?
Not yet. Haven't even found any blood.
No, I haven't seen anything for blood. I'm just looking for, oh, hey, I'm looking for what I found is what I'm looking for.
Oh, you find him?
Yeah, he's laying right over here. I saw his rack sticking up, shining in the sun. Huh? Is he as big as you thought? Bigger than you thought?
Bigger than I thought.
He's everything as big as I thought. Ah, look at the width on that guy. Buck kept coming and he kept coming. I was ready to shoot at 300, then he was at 2, and then he was at 170, but Frank wouldn't let me shoot him in the neck, wouldn't let me take that front-on shot. Turns broadside, steps to the brush, got him. I'll tell you what, for a management deer, that's awfully nice.
That deer's probably 6.5 years old. He's going to go in the 140s.
Oh, that's outstanding. How tiny their legs are compared to those northern deer I've been getting. That is a big difference in the size.
Well, those northern deer are 300 pounds.
I know it. It's just amazing how much difference there can be in the same species.
Congratulations, Ron.
Oh, thanks, Frank. Thanks.
Got it done early. You can relax the rest of the day.
With the trophy on the ground, it's time to load him into the bed of the outdoorsman and head back to the Novillos Ranch headquarters to see what Pam and the crew think of this impressive management buck.
I can't believe that is called a management deer.
I know, I told you.
I mean,
Congratulations.
Almost anywhere else you go, they're going to say, man, it's a big one, shoot him. Look at this flat-bladed brow tine. Isn't that cool? Yeah. 15 and a half, 16, 22 inches. That comes within a half inch of the widest deer I think I've ever shot.
Really?
Yeah. 6.5. This guy's pretty short at 4.5, 26 inches. Oh man, he's going to score pretty nice. Yeah, that's 4.5 right there. That's That's a
Those are
management
really nice.
buck.
I told you you were gonna be. I said you're gonna die when you see what they call management.
No kidding.
This is a really wide deer.
Even though I don't like stand hunting, when you're looking at a sendero and it's baited so that the deer come out of this thick stuff, I had 24 deer just down that trail. And there were 2 bucks bigger than him, which of course weren't management bucks. They were your
You couldn't talk Frank.
big class.
You didn't find something ugly.
I had his
about
arm so
Frank?
high up his back and he wouldn't say uncle. High Adventure Company's Novillos Ranch and Pam Zaitz have finally convinced me South Texas brush country is the real deal. Whitetail paradise. If you don't mind the heat and you love to stand hunt for big bucks, you've sure got them down here. I'm gonna be back because I'm gonna miss hunting when I could find deer like this in South Texas.